Hi everyone. I wanted to create a video about how to present a Google Slides presentation easily through Zoom by sharing your screen. Presenting through video conferencing is a little bit different than presenting live, where you might have your computer and the image of your slides projected on a projector. It's a little bit easier to kind of separate if you have a separate screen. But if you're sharing your screen, you have to share the window where your presentation is if you want to be able to see things like your speaker notes. So for example, I have this Google Slides presentation. I have slides that I've created. Each slide, some of the slides have speaker notes in them, so I want to be able to see the speaker notes so I can read them or explain, remember what I want to talk about when I'm presenting to my audience. So, but when I share my screen in Zoom, I don't want to share my entire screen because I don't want them to be able to see my speaker notes. So this is how I set up a Zoom meeting with a Google Slides presentation. So first I go to the present area here and I click the drop down menu and I choose presenter view, and this will put the presentation in your browser window, and then we'll pop up a separate window that has your speaker notes, and it previews the next slide for you so you can kind of see what's coming up. So I'm just going to drag this window by clicking and dragging the title bar out of the way. So now I see my Zoom window, so anyone else in the conference, you'll see their video up here. Right now you see two of me because I have my laptop connected as well as my desktop to kind of simulate having multiple people in your room. And then your presentation is in this window. This is the window that you're going to want to share when you hit the share screen button. So I'll go to my Zoom window and I'll click share screen, and it brings up this menu that asks you what you want to share. And what you want to share, you want to find the image of what your presentation looks like. So this is it right here. This is a Google Chrome window that has my presentation. It gives you every window you have open. So like I have my email open, I have a couple other browser windows open. It'll also let you share a whiteboard if you wanted to draw on it, or it can share your entire screen, which will share everything. But when I'm presenting, I just want to share my presentation. So I find the Google Chrome window that has my bicycle safety presentation in it. So I'll click on that so it's selected, and then I'll click share. So now you see this green bar around this. This means that this is what your Zoom audience sees. Your Zoom audience is only going to be able to see what's within this green bar. You see your Zoom controls are still here. You have your presenter view, so you can still see your speaker notes, but your audience is only seeing this window, which is great because you can do other things. If you needed to open up another Google Chrome window and look something up, you could pop open another window, and your audience does not see this window at all. They only see this window here. When you want to move to your next slide, you can just click, or when you hover over this window, you get slide controls. So you can click the next slide button. It'll go to the next slide, play any animations you might have. You do have a pointer tool here, which is kind of handy, so it will let you kind of call attention to things for your audience. When you click, it will go to the next slide, and you can see your speaker notes over here, so you can read them. And then you can also see the thumbnails of your audience, so that if anyone might be, want to talk to you or have questions, you can still see your Zoom audience here in the Zoom kind of thumbnail video window. Again, I can click to go to my next slide. It shows my next slide. I have my speaker notes here so I can talk about the topic. It also will let me see what my previous and my next slide is. So if I need to go back, I can click on a previous slide and I can see my next slide, my previous slide here. And then you can even use the next slide button to navigate, and it will go to the next slide for you. Then when you're finished your presentation, all you have to do is just click your stop share button, and it will stop sharing your window, and then you'll go back to the regular Zoom window, and now people will just see the video. They won't see your windows anymore. So again, I'll review. In your presentation, make sure you're on your first slide. Go to the present button, but use the menu and choose presenter view. It gets you this extra window that gives you your speaker notes in it, separate from your presentation, so that when you share your screen, you can just share your presentation window. Click share, The green bar tells you what your Zoom audience is seeing. You can still see your speaker notes. You could open up other windows. You can go to your next slide and navigate through your presentation, seeing all of your speaker notes over here. Your Zoom audience does not see this. And then you can hit exit when you're done. If you hit exit before stopping your Zoom window, they'll still see this window at the end of your slide, or you can just remember to stop share before you close your presentation. And that's how you can present a Google Slides presentation using Zoom screen sharing.